Hello, Internet! This is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9002, coming at you loud and proud.
9003!
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I would like to start off tonight with a good old...
Bottle of whiskey?
Because I went out to look for more fanfiction to read. I did not find more fanfiction to read. Instead, I have found mountains and mountains and mountains of garbage.
They can't all be bad!
Without further ado, let us begin.
Most certainly, most of them.
Alright, so how would you guys feel about... Oh, jeez, there's just so many I could pick from right now.
Do we have a wheel of pain?
You know what?
We could.
Okay, you know what? I have attached 3 fandoms to 3 numbers. Pick a number 1 through 10.
6.
You have selected Ruby, my good sir!
I feel like that was all of the choices.
No, actually, Naruto...
I know it actually wasn't, but...
Naruto was 1, and Bleach was 10.
So everything in between was Ruby.
Well, no, 5 was Ruby. Whatever was closer is I would pick. But, you know, thankfully there's no Bleach-Ruby crossovers.
Wait, I'm sorry, there are none?
Oh! No, there's one. There is one.
Okay, I was about to say, I would be shocked at there being not a single one.
However, it is a one-shot.
Okay, it's still one, though.
Yes, that is true.
Wait, are you sure there's only one Ruby crossover?
There might be more. I didn't really try and pay attention.
Sneaky, it says there are 119.
Jesus fucking Christ. Max, I just said...
From?
I just...
Where did you get one?
I literally just said...
Wait, what is... I'm sorry. Hang on, one of these crossovers just caught my eye. It's Blaze Blue. But... What?
What?
I think this author went out of his way to have a fake writing of Blaze Blue created.
What?
Like, intentionally misspelled, and it's about Persona 4 characters. What the fuck?
Right, so, you know what? I actually have the perfect one. Zeke's actually recommended this one. So you guys can all blame him for this.
I'm gonna blame you, because you chose to do it.
You know what? That's a good point. Let us change the derail number. Generating insult. Alrighty. Let us say today's encounter will be... Yep, let's do this one. Okay. Excellent. Let us begin. So...
Okay, then.
I feel that you may be breaking the terms of service.
No.
Actually, yeah, no, you do say this is intended for mature audiences, so I guess we're good.
Well, even then, shit is actually a completely appropriate to be used term. It's fuck.
And dicks?
That's not allowed to be used. Dick is also fine.
I can't help but question.
I would need to see the writing on that.
Yeah.
'Cause that sounds like you're full of shit.
No. I'm full of vodka. Or at least I will be. Anyway. So, this story is an amalgamation of all the shit that we complain about. It is a fusion world, I believe. I think it was Fusion World. It's a real-world, self-insert, Ruby Warhammer 40k Fusion
Oh, those are always so bad.
version 2.
Oh no.
But it is actually not labeled as humor, so we do have that going for us.
Listen, there's pretty much only one character you can include if you're going to put humor in there, and that. Well, no, I'm sorry. There's a couple, and they're all Inquisitors, all of them. No, I'm sorry. They're either Inquisitors or Commissars. Like, it's gotta be one or the other, right?
So
You can't do humor with a Space Marine. They don't do humor. A Space Marine's idea of humor is, haha, let's laugh about slaughtering the Emperor's enemies, if they ever laugh at all.
indeed. Anyway, so of course I would be remiss if I did not remind everyone that it is in fact, by the Twitch's own guidelines, a requirement that you do not, under any circumstances, contact the authors of these fanfictions. Because Twitch believes that is harassment. And I am required to tell you to not harass people. Now that we have that over with, let's read the summary. The summary of the story called The Random Hand of Fate. Destiny is not set in stone. It only takes one grain of rice to tip a scale, one pebble falling into the sea to start a tidal wave. Every action, no matter how small, has an effect on the future. So tell me, do you believe in destiny? That is the opposite of what you should have gone with if you were trying to go for destiny.
Also, real-world self-insert somehow involving 40k. So this is, in fact, 3 garbage crossovers.
Yes. Earth, 40k, and Ruby. The trifecta
Because
of
now
garbage.
we're going to somehow take a normal schmuck,
Mm-hmm.
magic them
Yep.
from the 40k universe, probably by the Emperor,
Yep.
or possibly
Maybe.
for whatever reason.
Who knows?
And then we're going to magic them into the 40k universe.
You mean other way around. Ruby universe.
To Ruby.
Yep.
From the 40k universe, because they're going from Earth to 40k to Ruby, and
Yep.
So, listen. First of all, you've already broke one of the cardinal rules. You've made it a multi-cross, which those are exponentially harder. Now you've made it a self-insert. Self-insert.
First time fanfic. Rated M for violence, gore, swearing, sex, and alcohol. Warhammer 40k characters show up in Remnant.
Okay. Well, surprisingly, only one of those is not allowed under the M tag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it is labeled Friendship Adventure, with listed characters as Space Marines, Team Ruby, Team Juniper, and Original Character. There is 36 chapters at roughly, I would say, around 15k words per chapter. It's got 192 reviews and only 400 favorites. Which, let me show you guys another little something something. So, World of Bloody Evolution. I believe this is it. Yes. This is another Warhammer Ruby crossover called World of Bloody Evolution. As the 41st millennium draws to a close, Yang Xiaolong appears in the Imperium of Man, lost and bereaving the death of her sister. Unending war and the horrors the likes of which she's never known await her. Adventure romance, Imperial Guard Inquisition Yang Xiaolong, 101 chapters at roughly 4k words per chapter, 2.5k reviews, and 1.5k favorites. So roughly the same word count, maybe an extra book or so. It has been ongoing since 2014. This one's been ongoing since 2017. but it has garnered about 5 times the favoriting / following. Yeah, well, 3 to 5 times. That is a significant difference. So, we all know how this is going to end. Version 2 of this story. Let's see if I can pace it better this time, guys. Get ready for shit writing. This is my first foray into fanfic writing. Edit. Version 3. Believe me when I say the chapters will get longer and better as you go. Food for thought. Of course,
Right, I'm back.
obviously...
What level of garbage have I missed?
Nothing. Of course,
Excellent.
you know, as always, yeah, you will improve and your story will get better as the chapters progress because you're just going to get, if you try at least, you're just going to become a better author in general and you're going to get a better understanding of your plot and how to make cohesive
Not
characters.
true.
And
Sneaky, we've seen that proven patently false.
I said if you try to be better.
I mean, we've also seen people who have, reportedly, since we can't actually measure effort,
Yes.
reportedly they've tried, and
Yeah.
that didn't work any better for them.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Just had to point that out.
Yeah. So, regardless of all that, while it is understandable that you don't always go back and try and refurbish your first chapter, I do, however, recommend to anyone who's getting the hang of writing, start with a self-insert. Writing yourself in a story is probably one of the easiest things you will ever do for a narrative. However, with that being said, do not make it a multi-cross. Do not make it a AU multi-cross. Do not make it an AU multi-cross fusion. Scale up to that. That's like saying, oh yeah, the first car I'm ever going to drive is going to have a jet engine on the back of it. No. You start with the beat-em-up car. Does the OC have a goatee? My god, that's horrendous. Yes. I can't actually comment. I, too, myself, am acquiring a goatee.
Yeah, but that's because you're lazy and don't shave.
Yeah.
So yours is going to be, by default, extra horrendous.
I'm scruffy looking.
By the way, let's be clear. We mean hobo scruffy, not like Han Solo attractive scruffy.
Sneaky, stop. Get some help. Well, nah, it's a little bit too far from that.
Listen, there's no help for this man. I should know.
I mean, it really hit me, I suppose you could say, when I was eating bread one day with one of my roommates at a restaurant. In my patchwork
Wow,
flannel,
you're only 15 minutes fucking late, Twitch.
patchwork flannel jacket with a zip-up hoodie underneath it, as I'm wearing wool gloves with holes in them and gray sweatpants with a greasy red bandana on my head. My roommate turns to me and goes, "Holy shit, dude. At least take off the gloves. You look homeless." I took off the gloves. Because I was also just straight shit eating an entire roll of bread. Just ripping pieces off of it and eating it.
Of course you were.
Jesus Christ, were you trying to win Hobo of the Year award?
Social awareness. 0.
Zero, zero, zero! No, but seriously, guys, like,
Yeah.
you people have never I lived in the same building as him, and that was nearly too much.
Anyway, so let us get into it. Pain. That was the first thing to flash in his mind. The unbearable ache of every bone in his body. The feeling of going 10 rounds, you have to spell that, with George Foreman in the ring. Only to get
Really?
sucker punched.
Okay, hold on a minute. We're gonna pick George Foreman
Yes.
of all people, like
Yep.
not
Yep.
like
Yeah.
someone like say Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
one of the most well-known people in the world.
Yep. Only to get sucker punched by John Cena on the way back to the lockers.
Now you've mixed your
Memes.
fighting
Yeah.
entertainment.
Yeah. Wait. 2 different associations. Stupid. He mentally berated himself through the ache. Then again,
Author, just because you call it out doesn't make you clever or witty or entertaining.
yeah, no, so this is actually something that they did in the most recent Ruby episode, since we're talking about Ruby. Where the writers had the characters call out another character's stupid actions in the previous episode. That doesn't make their stupid actions okay.
Well, they also did nothing to fix the stupid action.
But that's sort of my point.
They just went, "Hey, that was pretty fucking stupid of you."
You did a dumb thing. Yes, I did dumb thing. Ha 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 ha. And then they all moved on and decided to become lesbians. Which, again, I have to say, I find the rate of gay and lesbian characters in a world in which losing entire villages is just something you shrug your shoulders at to be very unrealistic and very unbelievable and unimmersive. Honestly, if anything, I would expect an extreme level of promiscuousness being promoted.
I was gonna say, certainly in places like more lawless places, I would expect them to be like, yeah, just bang everybody. You know what? Government incentives. Have kids. Want to throw them in an orphanage? Go for it. We need more of them.
We need more orphans for the testing. I mean, soldiery.
I mean for the meat grind. I mean for the Soylent Green. I mean to fight all the Grimm as slave soldier. I mean to prop up the fading population.
Yes. When you feel this level of pain, you are not bound to think straight. What the fuck? Okay, so I was actually fixing his sentence for him.
Yeah.
Then again, comma, when you feel that level of pain, comma, you are bound to not think straight. The second thing
already
to...
we know he's not a real 40k character, because a real 40k character would go, ah, the pain. It is good to suffer for the Emperor. So he can't be a real 40k fan.
Indeed. The second thing to mentally come to him was light. Last thing he remembered, it had been midnight or so. He had been on his couch and coordinating with his buddies for a PlanetSide 2 raid. Who the fuck plays PlanetSide 2?
This guy, I think he's going to try to use playing PlanetSide 2 as a way to justify a passing knowledge of the military and being a good shot, even though that's not how that works at all, in the slightest, in any capacity. Like,
if it was Arma, I might be willing to...
At least if it was some kind of VR game, I could be like, alright, you've at least nominally aimed a weapon. But why not, if you're trying to give yourself pass, but why not just be like, me and my buddies were going to the gun range? Or we were on a trip to Vegas and shooting.
We were gonna go do some
ranges
American
where you can
things.
just rent guns.
And tanks.
Yeah, okay, but you can't shoot the tank. But you can totally shoot the M40.
Yes. Or was it driving to work the following morning? Odd. Now it registered in his cortex that the sun was shining high in the sky. or at least relatively high, as his eyes were still closed, and he was lying on his back on the ground. Oh yeah, he was on the ground, by the way. In the grass! Grass? Where the hell am I? He questioned the abyss. His eyes strained to open. The sun burning his retinas every time his eyes opened. Maybe you should stop fucking opening your eyes into the sun.
Maybe you should pay more attention. Like, pay attention and stop opening your eyes.
Ow, it hurts when I
Pattern
open my eyes
recognition.
and look directly at the sun. Maybe you should stop doing that.
I should stare directly at the sun. It is the light of the Emperor.
Let's see, rolling over on his side, his eyes were finally allowed some leniency to open up in the
He can
cognitive
learn!
part of his brain. Really, author? In the part of his brain that does the thinking.
He didn't stutter.
Did I fucking stutter?
In the part of my lungs that do the breathing.
Okay, be fair, Sneaky. No part of your lungs actually do that anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ.
What?
I just went a bit darker than I was expecting.
He was expecting to look up and see something along the lines of a car accident.
Going on about.
What? Tension? Oh, Mandalorian Baby Yoda. See something along the lines of a car accident that he was ejected from, or someplace else entirely. In particular, it seemed to be a massive forest, deciduous trees concealing the sky beyond the peephole of a clearing. There he was now, a lone tree, an aspen, his mind said, stood proudly atop the clearing, its branches just outside of the reach to shield his eyes as he first awoke. Around the clearing, the grass seemed almost pristinely short, as if it had just been mowed earlier that day. And little did you know, the orcs do in fact mow grass.
Little did you know, the most sacred of orc professions is the orc gardener.
Indeed.
He
That
has
was
a
actually
different
terrible.
accent because that way he can be smart enough to care about plants.
Is he also Irish?
Yes.
Around the clearing, the grass...
Sneaky, I want to make a breed of... I want to see the splinter group of orcs, the Irish orcs. What would they do in the 40k universe?
Bomb
like-
other orcs?
True, but that doesn't make them un-orky.
No, it makes them Irish.
Gee, I wonder why I get suppressed on the internet. It's not like I say dumb things or offensive.
I don't know. He wonders why people want. Like, Sneaky, we've had this discussion.
Yeah? So you're saying I shouldn't make fun of the Irish?
Yes, I feel quite comfortable saying that.
Well, that's unfortunate. For the Irish.
Honestly, with your disposition, it wouldn't shock me at all if you took a DNA test and it turns out that you're from an Irish family.
See,
Oh, no, dude. I am Italian, Irish, Dutch, Norse,
Oh, you're a proper Mongol.
Slavic.
Oh, I forget all the stuff that I am.
Also, according to my family, we've all been kicked out of the countries we came from.
That does not surprise me if even half of them were as dickish as you.
For drunk and disorderly conduct among of them.
Wow! Color me... What's the opposite of shocked?
Amused?
I mean, I know unflappable means it's difficult to shock you, but, like, I need the active form of that.
Unshocked?
That's not good enough. Like I'm saying, I need a better word.
Grounded?
That'll work.
Let's see. The occasional dandelion stood amidst the greenery, the yellow blooms proudly declaring themselves amidst the forest floor. Looking back at the tree, he could see something was laying against it. A backpack, so he thought, laying atop a massive root breaking the surface of the dirt. Looking closer, it indeed was his backpack. The green-brown camo pattern of a hunter's backpack was ironically easy to spot up against the ivory white of the aspen.
It's not ironic. That's just the wrong kind of camo.
Yes.
The Codex Astartes is ashamed of you. Assign yourself 10 days of penance for failure to provide proper camouflage.
Please don't tell me I'm dead, he bemoaned in his mind.
Why would you have a backpack if you're dead?
Wake up in clearing. Oh, hey, look, there's my backpack. Oh shit, did I die?
What kind of afterlife comes pre-equipped with a backpack besides arch survival mode?
Here's your survival kit. If you can make it to the gates of heaven, you're in.
The hounds of hell begin baying.
Welcome to your involuntary inclusion in heaven's newest show, Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, that wasn't what I was gonna. I was gonna go with I don't know.
Run, Forrest, Run.
Heaven. Yeah, Run, but that's another good one.
Wow.
Oh, there's also so you want to go to heaven.
So you think you can survive?
Heavenly gladiator warrior or something. I don't know. You have to survive an obstacle. You just have to do like American Ninja Warrior to get into heaven.
Just pass this obstacle course.
And what happens if I? There don't appear to be any safety rails, or what happens if I fall? Oh, you fall straight down to hell.
Just go straight down.
Oh.
But wait a minute. What do I have to do to get into heaven? Get good.
Max is just quietly disapproving in the background.
Listen, it's just because I'm spouting technical heresy doesn't mean it isn't entertaining, Max.
Well, see, that's the fun thing. Technical heresy isn't really a sin. That's just the Catholic Church saying it's a sin.
Now, what's
funny is
the
Catholics.
from any other kind of heresy?
I would say the fun thing is the Catholics are the one guilty of heresy.
Anyway, before we start another holy war, let's keep going.
Yeah, you do that, nose hair.
Oh no! Sneaky! He's calling the Ultra Smurfs!
Oh no! Not all of Smurf Village might attack us!
If someone's first thought upon waking up with a backpack is, oh god, I've died, I would think the next immediate thought would be, I've reincarnated as a hiker, fuck me.
Isn't it kind of funny? Isn't it kind of funny how female Smurfs account for only 13% of the Smurf population?
Don't even fucking start. We've already had Sneaky cause enough problems.
Look, I'm just saying, despite making up 50% of the spaceborne population, women account for 100% of space crime.
Well, I was just gonna say Smurfette seems to account for 50% of the times they get captured by Gargamel.
Listen, she's trying to gargle something else. I don't know.
Well, if you know the Smurf lore, you'd know that Gargamel actually created Smurfette as a sleeper agent. There were no female Smurfs before her.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you fucking what now?
No, he's right. That is part of the canon.
Yeah.
Fucking nose hair in the background, just quietly contemplating suicide.
Oh, I just saw the messages.
Aw, wait, are you telling me the Codex Astartes doesn't support this action? What are you gonna do now, Ultra Smurf?
Also, I swear to God, if you fucking post the fucking chocolate Snickers meme version, I will literally kick you from the server.
No, you won't have to. I will do it for you.
What's wrong with the chocolate Snickers version?
I swear to God.
I'm not
This is not
posting
the time.
I'm just asking.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's
don't know-
not
I
even
don't-
clever.
I don't know what this is.
It's like the
The Chodex Nugatus does not something or the other this action.
support this
Fine, I'll
new
get the
action.
actual version.
I mean, that's not
Just get
really
a-
any
just
funnier.
just get a version that makes sense.
It literally, it's the Codex Astartes does not support this action, but just replace all of the words in that sentence with Snicker-based chocolate puns.
Yeah, this doesn't help at all.
There, is that better?
No, but at least it's acceptable.
Okay then.
Fucking weeb.
How is, oh,
If this is a cruel joke, God, I apologize if I ain't laughing.
All right, first of all, why do you expect that you're getting into heaven? Second of all, why are you calling out God? I think God is playing a cool joke.
God!
First of all, thank you for the con joke. But second of all, like, why do you think a deity? Listen, let me make it simple to you. You are not important enough or nearly interesting enough for a deity to mess with you.
it's one way
This
to
is a
put
factual statement.
You shouldn't be so mean to your friends like that.
That's not one of my friends. This is some random schlep on the internet that I do not know or care about.
Oh, see,
But
he
I'll
missed.
gladly tell
He
you-
has
What if
missed
you
a
know, sir?
perfectly good.
No, what if this turns out to be like your childhood friend from elementary school, Latin?
I did.
Fuck
I
him.
mean, possible, unlikely. He was a better writer than this.
Anyway, so my point being here is that he is passing up a perfectly good joke right here. The vast empty sky failed to respond. You missed a rocks fall joke. You missed a great setup to a rocks fall joke. It is unacceptable.
He did.
He hung his head. No answer. Shouldn't be surprised. Well, then why are you? Getting to his feet, he found that he was still wearing his usual attire, which, in case anyone is curious, he
No one is,
does
no
a
one cares,
personal
skip it.
review of it. You can find it on his Amazon account.
You know what? I would give him credit for having the balls to do that.
Strangely, he also
Just
showed
hyperlink an Amazon.
Hyperlink his Amazon
Note,
wish list.
not sponsored
It's-
content.
Just hyperlink usual attire so it's bright blue and it just leads to an Amazon wish list
Yes.
of clothing.
You know what? Like I
That would-
said,
That
I would be like, you know
next
what?
level of fanfiction
Points to
shit
you.
posting.
Mm.
No, Max. All it is it's just a bunch of black trench coats.
What, is Bogoff the one putting up this wish list?
No,
Maybe.
it's you.
No, you don't. It's a Max and I joke.
Have you heard from him at all, or is he
No,
still just off the face of the earth?
he literally blocked me.
I mean, that's unsurprising. You can be unpleasant at the best of times.
Dude,
Oh, no,
he
Bogoff
did,
was
no,
just
no,
some
you don't
pleasant
understand.
times.
Like, he was actually a really close friend of mine, and then apparently, I broke up with my ex-girlfriend, and he got it into his head.
Hold on. What do you mean, apparently?
No, okay, well, the apparently is for what he did.
Gotcha.
So,
Oh, wait, was this the guy who faked his own death?
yes.
That piece of shit.
I want to hear this story.
So, the whole story behind, according to him, the whole story as to why he was the rebound boyfriend after I broke up with my ex is that he purposely became her boyfriend so he could give her shit tons of bad advice, which he did, by the way. He gave her ass loads of bad advice, including on what computer to purchase.
Just
Yeah,
a
when I-
side
When I found out about that one, I'm like, wow, that is petty as shit.
And then after like fucking what was it 6 months? Would you say, Max?
Yeah, get four at the earliest.
4 to 6, yeah. By the way, he lives in Virginia, and he actually traveled up from Virginia to New Jersey to see her to keep this quote-unquote ruse going. And around the 4 to 6 month mark, one day on a weekend, it's about 10 a.m. I'm sleeping in, and my phone starts ringing. And now, what you guys don't understand about me is nobody has access to my phone number except you two chuckle fucks, basically, and my family.
At that point in time,
It was literally you and my family.
No, I didn't even have it yet.
Oh shit, you're right.
I didn't get your phone number until like a year or two after that.
Yeah. It was literally it was literally my ex-girlfriend and my family who had my phone number at the time. So nobody
And
fucking
both
talks to me, right?
Yeah. Two people outside of family had it for you.
And I get a call, and she's fucking bawling her eyes out. And the most articulate response I can put together, she's telling, he committed suicide, and oh my god, I'm the worst person ever. I'm just like,
Because you gotta understand, Sneaky is not the most articulate person upon awakening.
No, my favorite part of the story, he makes the same noises every time. They never change. They are consistently the same every retelling.
That is entertaining.
And so she's like, oh my god, I'm crying so much. He left me a voicemail. He jumped off a bridge at the end of it. And I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck is she talking about? So I pull back. It's my phone, so I got Steam on it. So I'm like, all right, open up Steam. There's fucking Bogoff online on Steam playing like Counter-Strike Source. I'm like, yeah, he's dead, all right. and so I fucking call him. And
Remember, if you fake your own death, remember to go offline on Steam.
well, he unfriended her.
To be fair, it was foolproof because women don't use Steam. How's she ever gonna know?
She actually used
She was
Steam.
a
That's how I
regular
met
part of
her.
our gaming group at the time.
Yeah, I actually
Was
met
she
her.
like a
through
trans
Steam.
woman?
No.
No.
No, actually, how I met
Although,
her.
to be fair, I'm pretty sure most trans women would look better.
So this is straight out of fucking anime, by the way. This is going down the bunny
By the way,
hole
I saw
of
this
anime.
insulting. I like
No.
how Max is now equivocating.
Well, no, because like Sneaky, she's like a 7 out of 10 maybe at the time that we knew her and
Yeah,
consistently talked with her.
Yeah.
And you're talking shit about a 7 out of 10?
No.
Atin is.
I
That
didn't
is.
know what she looked like, so I was just
Atin's
trying
the one. Atin's the one throwing shade at someone he's never even met.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
please,
anyway.
like that's not Sneaky's entire MO.
So to encapsulate the sheer fuckery this relationship was, Max is a person I had met because I read his fan fiction that he wrote about for Left 4 Dead about the area I lived in. While I was
That's where the game took place.
yeah. While I was at a lake house searching for things to read because I had run out of books on my phone. So I was like, wait, fan fiction exists. I haven't read that in a long time. And I was
you
playing
found all the gay Kingdom Hearts stuff and went, ah, yes.
No,
Now
I looked up Left 4 Dead because that's
I
the
know.
game I was playing at the time. And I found Max's fan fiction. I read it and I sent him a message. And then, like, a couple months down the line, he was like, oh, yeah, I have a Steam account. We should play together. And so we did. And he also, Max, had another friend who, played with us occasionally. He was garbage, by the way. And Knights of Soda, yeah. And one day, he got called out to, like, take the trash out or something. He's like, all right, guys, well, I gotta take the trash out. I know we're in the middle of a horde wave. But, my sister's gonna play for me instead. And we're like, all right, yeah, fine, whatever. And she gets on, and she's, like, actually fun to talk to and better than him at the game. So we're like, hey, you should play with us more.
She was more coordinated.
Yeah. And so we started playing together. And I, like the absolute milady that I was back then, I had sent her a picture of me in the fedora.
Oh my god, I didn't hear this part of the story until now.
And so
Fucking cringer.
yes. And so One night, while she was eating dinner with her mother had a college roommate over from, 12 years ago. And this college roommate was talking about this kid in her class that wore a fedora all the time and had a fisherman's jacket, which in the picture I sent her, I was also wearing that jacket. And she goes, wait, you mean like this? And she pulls out the picture, and the college roommate goes, actually, exactly like that. That's my student.
Jesus Christ.
And so,
This never ceases to be entertaining.
And so because I was the student of her mother's college roommate, she let me date her daughter. After I met her online playing Left 4 Dead with a fanfiction author I met.
When you put it in that context,
Oh, yes!
I think the best part is you guys started dating within, I want to say, 2.5 months of her joining the group as a regular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But,
That was
a story.
But anyway, back to Bogoff.
Well, Jorp, did it satisfy your curiosity?
Yeah, it did. I feel like it took me on a couple different emotional roller coasters. I learned a thing or two about Sneaky's life.
You didn't finish wrapping up what happened when you revealed that he was, in fact, not dead and playing Counter-Strike.
I didn't,
We know what happened. She, like all women tend to do, got angry.
No. She actually fled to Florida because she was afraid I would kill her.
Why was she afraid you would kill her?
No, she went to... You have a much higher opinion of how much you scare her than you think, sir.
That is what you told me, sir.
No, I never told you about that. You extrapolated that yourself when you're like, hey, have you heard from this girl? Yeah, she moved to Florida with her dad. Because there are some family issues.
Family issues? Was she get pregnant?
No.
No, she wishes.
By her dad?
No,
Somewhere, Sneaky has a small malformed
when a mother and a father are constantly at each other's throats, sometimes they call up this thing called a divorce lawyer.
Yeah, they were not the... Yeah. But
Yeah,
anyway,
they
so
weren't.
that's not the point here. The point here
Yeah, that goes into
is the
details.
absolute lad that was Bogoff. So I call Bogoff up and completely do not say an actual word in English to him. Full 10-minute conversation of me just mumbling sounds at him and him just being like, yeah, because we're such bros, I am capable of translating this perfectly. And so the story of it is that he felt that she was a bitch to me and that she needed to be taught a lesson. So he proceeded to pretend to love her so he could make her waste money on a bunch of shit that was gonna break, give her bad advice in general, and then make her feel awful as he then made a message that he's gonna break up with her and that it's all her fault, and then he threw his phone off a bridge.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting there like,
Now, see, I'm
what the fuck?
I'm pretty hungover now because I went on a massive bender last night, and this is just mind-fucking me.
Oh.
So,
I
Sneaky,
I never told my ex any of that.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think she ever talked to anyone else in the group about it aside from you, and I learned about it from you because you called me up later that day.
Because I was still trying to comprehend the sheer fuckery that had occurred.
So, did it ever
Called
occur
me
to
later
you
that day. You're just like,
they
so
have,
Bogoff
in
did this
fact,
thing.
been the gay for you?
Who was the gay for me? Bogoff?
This Bogoff guy.
I mean, he was a communist.
Important information, but I don't see how that's related to the query at hand.
I don't know his sexual orientation.
I see. You discovered the most important thing, of course, his party affiliation.
Yes.
I mean, for him, that is more important.
Did I kill Bogoff? No, he just stopped talking to me one day. And I mean, literally just stopped. Like, one day he just stopped replying to my messages.
He may have realized he'd made a poor choice in friendships.
It's possible. According to Wade, who is a friend that knows Bogoff and me, Bogoff picked up with some other communists, and he got really, like, dickish, and basically cut everyone else out of his life besides the communists.
So he joined a cult.
Yeah, during the... I want to say over the next 2 days after he pulled that little stunt, he removed himself from our gaming group, he unfriended every single one of us, and then he eventually took you off the list, I want to say 2 months after that.
Yeah. I should have killed him? I mean, I don't know.
Well, yeah, Sneaky, you did have a poll on the group chat, which I just looked at the group page and like,
Oh, is that poll still up?
why would I remove it? I'm too lazy for that.
Wait, what poll?
See, Max actually set up a politically incorrect board on a server.
What are you trying? What is the joke?
I don't know what he's trying to say.
I got a chuckle out of you. Whatever.
No, that was a snort of disbelief and confusion.
No, I made a gaming group for us way back in the day on Steam, and April 1st, 2014, kill Bogoff, yes or no? I think that was the day after you found out he removed you from his friends list.
Yes, yeah, it was.
And you're just like, alright,
do I just kill him? Is it hunting season, boys?
And
I mean,
honestly,
that sounds.
it's thanks to Sneaky,
all,
Bogoff, and the girl that I was like, all right, if I'm ever in a group with any of these three, I have the hard set rule of they are not allowed to date anyone in the group.
I mean, my ex-girlfriend went on to date another guy that I told her she shouldn't date because. But by the way, she has the worst fucking history of dating. Like, she had 3 boyfriends before me. 2 of them became gay.
They became gay because they hated
the next one after that was an idiot. He was a fun guy to play with, but he was an idiot through and through. And there were some allegations thrown about after the fact.
He may or may not have sexually assaulted her.
And then 2 more after that were both like 3 or 4 years younger than her.
Yeah, she.
So I don't know what's gone on since. I don't talk with much. I don't talk much with her anymore. Aside from, hey, how's life going?
Yeah, I don't.
The last I talked with her, she was going to culinary school and actually doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, she's a decent cook.
So at the very least, I know she's still alive. I just don't know what all she does.
Yeah, those high school days, they were something. But anyway, that's enough wool gathering. Let us get back to this trash heap of a Vic. Blah blah, words, stupid shit words. Where the hell am I? Blah blah, words. Wallet, check. Phone, check. MP. What the fuck is that? Check. Mini sketch. What the fuck is that? Check. Pocket
why
knife.
Is a mini
check.
sketch as important as your cell phone and wallet?
Why do you have a pocket knife? That's lame. You're lame. Watch.
Because it's cool at my school, dude.
Battery pack and cords. Check. Everything accounted for. Let's check the pack. And then he checked the pack. No laptop, though, but he did out of all of his art materials.
Congratulations. None of those will help you get labeled as not a heretic.
This is some extra heresy shit here. What the? There was also a couple of new books inside his backpack, and also one of the books in it had the Eye of Chaos on it.
Oh, you gonna die?
He had all of his Warhammer minis inside this camping hunting backpack. His Inquisitor sets, his Marine Chapter Master set, Lady Commissar set, and a few others. Odd. What are they all doing here?
He has a Lady Commissar set, which makes him an absolute fucking weeb.
I was just
Second
saying,
of all,
which
why?
means he bought what was it, Severa, whatever, Rain.
Bought one of those.
Well, no, I think her name's like Severina Rain or something, whatever. Anyway, point is, he bought that, which means he supported Games Workshop in not giving us Caiaphas Cain.
I was gonna say he supported Games Workshop giving us shitty sets instead of the fucking sisters, but yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah, I would just say shitty sets with pretty shitty stories.
Well, I mean, shitty stories are just a Games Workshop constant.
All right, come on. Eisenhorn was okay.
I didn't say it wasn't okay. I was just saying it's still shitty.
Anyway, so
Those are contradictory statements, but
he continues to wiggle his hand around inside his backpack and realizes there's a gun inside. Oh my god, it's a gun! It's a Bursa 380 ACP. It's got CC mags with 7 round a pop.
Autistic.
That's
case.
odd. I don't remember bronze finishing, or a navy blue slide, or a grip for that matter. There was 7 more clips loaded to the max. Literally fuck yourself. It's magazines, you shit tea. Unless you just have the
learn
clips.
the difference.
I mean, I guess he could just have the loading clips, but it's just like... That's
Autistic
basically
case reading.
useless.
Well, I mean, it would still technically be faster than trying to hand load it, but...
Yes, yeah, that's true, I suppose. Let's see. Okay, so you do have a gun, but you don't carry it with you in a hunting backpack. Okay. Why the hell
Also,
would I have this
what-
much
what
ammo?
what
Why do I
is-
even have this gun? Is this a cruel prank? Wait,
What-
so you
okay,
do you not
how
own
is
that
it-
gun normally?
Yeah. You seem to imply that you do own it. And then because you
Considering the-
imply that bronze finishing and a navy blue slide and a grip are unusual, which, first of all, every gun has a fucking grip.
This gun has a grip! How weird!
See, now I'm trying to... He's got some kind of, like, 9mm wrist...
You'll
mounted
see, Ivan!
awesome.
When gun does not have grip,
No,
it
Max,
is
I understand
easier
that he
and
may be
smaller to
trying
carry.
Imply some kind of custom molded grip, but that's not what he said. He
No.
should have said a custom grip or
Okay,
a
well,
modified grip.
You see, Ivan,
part
when
of
all
the
you
problem
have
here is that
bullies.
English language is heavily dependent upon context of preceding and following sentences.
This is true.
So
Yes,
too
well-
much detail actually does ruin the narrative sometimes, or the flow. But he probably shouldn't put the comma there.
Actually, no, this is even worse. That's odd. I don't remember the bronze finish having a navy blue slide or grip. So not the gun, the finish.
Actually, yeah, that's the problem with the sentence. That's what's throwing everything off. Maybe he misplaced that comma.
Maybe he misplaced the gun.
Maybe he misplaced all of it. I don't know at this point.
He misplaces everything.
Anyway, so why do I even have this much ammo? Silence. Groaning to himself. Okay, look. So, I know I'm not the most stable of people. I recognize this. But
In fact,
if I
there
was
are some
driving
who
to
call
work
you
one day,
decidedly unstable.
yeah, if I was driving to work one day, and then I just wake up in the middle of a forest, and there's a backpack in front of me on this tree, and I go to the backpack, and I have no fucking idea what's going on, and I pull a gun out of the backpack and a shit ton of ammo, my response is not going to be, why do I have this gun and a shit ton of ammo? My response is going to be, am I in a death game now?
Get out of here, stalker.
Yeah, it should be any combination of why is this happening? Where I'm not. Is this a cruel joke? No, it doesn't matter if it's a cruel joke. You should be attempting to depart immediately.
You literally woke up in an unknown location with a backpack in front of you containing a gun and 7 reloads for it. I think your questions need to be a little bit reprioritized.
Namely along the lines of everything.
Also, we call
hey!
it 7 reloads. Hey guys, I've got a gun and 7 reloads.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never heard that terminology.
Because you're not a gamer.
I guess I'm not a real gamer.
Yeah. Anyway,
At least
like-
a reload is better than a
Clip.
mag or clip.
well, no, saying you have 7 mags is just fine.
I only go from remember the Doom movie that came out in
No.
the early 2000s with The
Let's
Rock?
not-
Nope.
Let,
Didn't happen.
well, I mean, it is better than Doom Annihilation, so...
Anything is better than Doom Annihilation.
This
No,
is-
but at that one pivotal moment where The Rock and the other guy are like getting ready to go on their final assault, and the guy's like, "How much you got left?" And he's like, "Half a clip." You? And then The Rock like cocks his gun. And he's like, "1 round," and they jump into the fray.
Isn't that because he had like a BFG?
Cock's gun!
Yeah.
I have 1 round left. Round falls on floor.
Shit!
To be fair, it was a BFG, so...
Yeah.
0 rounds.
Was it?
I know we had a BFG at some point.
I don't.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
but
it was the BFG.
I don't think it was. I think it was just a. I think it was a weirdly designed auto shotgun.
But it was super lame because in the movie they called it like the Bioforce gun.
Oh,
Like, it's
right.
fucking on screen.
Because
Because you
they
can't
wanted
say
PG-13
fuck
to
on
buy it.
screen.
well, no. Here's the problem though. Like PG-13. I want to say like what 2001. It was like, oh, someone dropped the F-bomb once in a PG-13 movie. We can totally get away with it now because there's a precedent.
No, actually, no. The actual MPAA rating guidelines specify you can drop up to 2 F-bombs in a PG-13 movie. However, they cannot be sexually focused F-bombs.
He is correct.
Then there's nothing wrong with calling it the big fucking gun.
No, I agree. But yeah, no, because if you say like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck her," you can't say that in a PG-13 movie, but you can say like, "This is fucking crazy." You're allowed to say that up to twice.
Honestly, I
mean,
think
at least
Shoot
it's
'em
not
Up
the
should be a
80s where they had
mandatory
to make
watch.
up swears.
Everyone should be watching Shoot 'em Up at least once by the age of 15.
Oh, Shoot 'em Up was great.
Shoot him up.
Yeah, with Clive Owen.
It
Never heard
is
of it.
the fucking trippiest B-action movie I have ever watched
There's
in
a
my
great
life.
scene where he's having sex with this chick, and the whole time he's got guns in his hands. He's shooting a bunch of dudes. It's so good.
He's a hobo who killed a gang member for his gun, and then while he's having sex with a strung-out hooker inside a dilapidated apartment, ninjas start crawling through the windows.
I mean,
And
that
he
sounds
starts
normal.
doing different sexual positions to shoot the
Okay.
ninjas. It is the stupidest fucking shit.
Okay, question. Where the fuck did you find this film?
It was in theaters, dude.
I have an AVI of it if you want it.
No, like, but it was like a big, like, it was Clive Owen, Paul Giamatti. Like, I saw it in theaters when it came out.
Oh
Was
god,
it
it's
2000? Was it 2006 or 7?
such a fucking trippy ass. What have I come into?
Oh, yep, 2007. 2007 came out.
Oh, C8, you missed so much. You missed story time with Sneaky.
You did.
My life. Someone actually said the problem to me, because I was talking about my worm self-insert, that I'm actually like 99% done at this point. The first chapter.
Really?
Yeah, the first chapter.
Oh.
Yeah. I did not
for a second,
write.
I was
No.
like, I'm
Yeah,
so proud of
no,
you, Sneaky.
no.
The first chapter.
Dude,
Damn
yeah,
it,
the
Sneaky.
first chapter. But no,
I was so ready to give you praise, and then you fucked it all up.
All you had to do was keep lying.
I'm terrible at that. Max can
No,
inform
you're
you.
not. Sneaky, you're a fabulous liar. Like, you've convinced the people here that you're worth spending money on.
No.
That's not lying.
And,
That's them having.
and
very
have you ever
strange
actually gone to
intrinsic
my
value.
Patreon?
Yes.
Literally, my opening line is, "Why the fuck are you here?" I can't concentrate when I have male voices. Tension. I don't.
I'm sorry,
When I have
what?
male voices.
Tension's going to go do his side job.
This side job where he always hears male voices?
Yes. And draws dicks. Large, fat, veiny dicks. Tension's
Could
embarrassed
they
about
possibly be throbbing and or pulsing?
it. They could.
They
They
better
could.
be.
That costs extra, though.
How much extra?
I don't know. Tension. We have questions to ask you.
How much tension do you have to get to have tension draw them?
Anyway, so he's got a gun, and his first question is this a joke? His musings remained unanswered. He compartmentalized all this information, and then he moved on. And he
To what? Moved on to what?
he stuck the pistol down his pants.
By the way, can I just point out how tired I am of people just compartmentalizing information or something? Like, he just compartmentalized the earth-shattering events.
I mean,
Events that literally anyone but a military veteran who's been trained to actually compartmentalize like that would go, holy shit.
I mean,
And people who are incredibly emotionally damaged like Sneaky.
okay, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, 2 hours pass, no sign of anything. They figured there'd be something, but there's nothing something. Must have gotten picked up by a mountain man, and he dumped me and all of my stuff, and gave me a gun in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
A mountain man picked you up.
How in
gave
the name of the Almighty do I climb this mountain? I don't know, ask your local burning bush. They might be able to give you directions.
How in the name of the Almighty do I climb this mountain? I don't know, is there a horse nearby?
It hit him like a brick. Oh my god. His phone has a GPS system. He should have done this sooner. So he pulled out his phone. Oh, and he's got no bars. Nobody saw that one coming. And he's looking around, and he's looking around, and he's like, oh my god, I only got 50% battery left. Jesus Christ, my dude. What the fuck are you doing on this phone that makes it drop that fast? Hair on the back of his head prickled. An ancient fight-or-flight instinct desperately clawed into his mind. I should get up. Good idea, me.
Good idea, me.
And then he climbed. And he climbed. And he climbed uphill both ways. And he kept climbing. And then he invoked God's name once more.
You seem to, for someone who's apparently annoyed with him, you seem to be invoking deities an awful lot.
It was nighttime, and he found a tree stable enough to take the strain of his 155-pound body. Fucking baby. What a little manlet.
What kind of man are you?
Goddamn little manlet. Only 155?
I better find out that this dude is, in fact, like a 5'4" girl.
What are you? Fucking 4 feet high? Jesus Christ.
Jorp, back us up here.
Jorp's only 160 pounds, so he doesn't have any room to talk.
I see. But isn't Jorp a twink?
Yes.
That's why. He's got to keep his daddy happy.
Our grim, actually bestial, really puts Salem into perspective.
What?
Salem is human, actually.
Well, everyone knows that the faunus came from a very bored Salem and some very active animals.
Oof.
Anyway, so also, it's not that hard to find a tree that can support that weight. Like, I have a good 100 pounds on him, and I could still find a tree that could support my weight in the fucking forest. It's not hard. Unless the entire forest is new growth, then I guess you're shit out of luck. Or you're a butterball like Nosehair. Settling into the crook of the tree, he fished out his backpack and began to play with his little miniatures.
Really? Really? Oh, I'm stuck in the woods somewhere. Guess I better pull out a bunch of 40k minis and play with them. Which, first of all, you aren't asking why you randomly have a backpack with all of your 40k minis? Also, I'm sure that those are going to be the important characters, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, his semblance is actually.
And the Emperor's going to go, I see you have already selected warriors to come with you, or
his
some
semblance,
stupid crap.
No, his semblance is going to be the ability to turn his miniatures into summonable units.
Oh, Jesus, fuck no.
Anyway, so.
You know what? I'd be okay with that if they were still to scale.
Fucking let's go Toy Story on this shit.
Yes.
Hey,
Like,
at least that the Commissar will go, I will destroy you for your heresy. Plink. Ow, my fucking foot.
Like, everything is to scale, including the guns. It's not plastic they shoot, it's actual lasers. They just don't do much. Maybe the worst it feels is like a stub toe.
It's the world's most adorable bolter.
Anyway, so he set his backpack into his lap and fished out his Malleus Inquisitor, spotting the red and black hood and cape of the massive Terminator pauldron on his arm.
How the fuck is this man moving if he has a Terminator pauldron?
He chuckled to himself, always surprised how well his model conversion worked out for him. He created an Inquisitor from a Dark Angel Interrogator Chaplain, kit-bashing onto him a Grey Knight arm and Force Sword, where the fancy beating stick known as the Crozius Arcanum was supposed to be wielded.
What? No. No! You have taken...
I never asked for this!
You've taken a normal unit and you've somehow made it into... First of all, look, despite what whatever that Harry Potter crossover was that was actually kind of entertaining would tell you.
Oh, the one where they took inspiration from Diablo?
No, the one where he came back as a whatchamacallit.
Oh, Inquisitor Caro.
Yeah, despite Inquisitor Caro, there are not Space Marine Inquisitors, okay?
Mostly because most Space Marines don't want anything to do with the Inquisition.
Anyway. He then starts talking to his miniature. Well, buddy, looks like we got ourselves in an interesting predicament. That is not the words I would use in the fucking slightest to describe this situation. You literally have woken up in an unknown location that after 4 hours of walking through, you have found not a single sign of civilization or roads or anything. You woke up in a clearing, and in front of you was a backpack filled with your art equipment, your Warhammer miniatures, and a gun that you may or may not own that was customized, and ammo for it.
Not just ammo, a significant amount of ammo. Like, the amount of
Predicament
ammunition-
is not the qualifier for this situation. I mean, now, to be fair, you could be trying to undersell it in order to boost your own confidence, but, you would have to be some sort of dumbass beta bitch to be like, oh, this is just an interesting predicament, little miniature. Oh, I sure hope that you don't start talking back to me.
And also, when you do a self-insert, get it over with as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
Self in your searchers,
Yeah.
like, don't beat around the bush. You're already
Yeah.
doing a self-insert, so people aren't gonna like it much.
Well, I mean, that really
So
depends on the section for it. Like, Naruto self-insert, bleh. Ruby self-insert, that's John.
Jeez. Just throw the boy under the bus harder, why don't you?
I threw him under the fucking Airbus.
Ugh.
Miss Salem's magic school bus is coming for you, John! Getting...
You know, there's one section that, in my experience, self-inserts tend to be decently well done, and that's the Fire Emblem section of all things.
I mean, Mass Effect does a fair shake at it, too. Because the power scales in Mass Effect are very much... Everyone has a gun.
It's very established as you have a gun, and sometimes you have psychic powers.
Sometimes you have tech powers.
Yeah. But in the end, everyone's got a gun. That's the power... Vegeta, what's his power level? He's an American!
Secretly, the Reaper's powers is secretly just large guns.
Actually, though.
Yeah!
But
Have
actually...
you seen those lasers?
They aren't lasers, though. They are literally just beams of molten iron.
Reaper, there's just a Reaper holding out like a fucking, like, Glock at the end of Mass Effect 3.
No, now you see, now you've put the mental image in my head of a Reaper wearing a sheriff's hat with a big iron on its hip.
We are the new law, Shepard.
Does that make Mass Effect the new Red Dead Redemption?
I mean, she is the renegade. Anyway, let's keep moving. Let's not forget the crackish fic Max and Atin made. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna write a self-insert, usually it's best to either take it as seriously as possible or do it as crack and pure crack. Because trying to do like a cracky, semi-serious self-insert is just... It misses a lot. It misses a lot. Because you're either trying to sell the situation as in, oh my god, I'm in Mass Effect now, oh fuck, oh shit.
I mean, since that and I pretty much have treated it as like, oh, it's a slice of life, just like Season 1 kind of was.
Also,
Hey,
most important thing, we were like, alright, how are we going to get ourselves into the universe? Bam! Portal. Stop asking questions, we're moving on with the story.
Yeah.
If you're going to do an author hand wave, do it as fast as possible, never explain it, and never go back to it.
More or less, yeah. Yeah.
I don't even think we had a moment of like, how'd you get here? We didn't even.
No,
have
we
that
didn't. I'm
happen.
just saying, like, we're just like, boom, portal.
Just-
And then we were like, what? And then it was like, hey, wait a minute.
Osmond,
we
get
end up
your
here? I don't
undead
know.
ass over here. Anyway, so he starts talking to the miniature. Blah 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 blah. And then, as he was looking through his bag, he realized his bag was larger on the inside.
Okay, now we're just gonna casually ignore faces.
And,
Good job.
let me announce out loud what I have inside my bag. I have all of these things inside my bag. I have stuff like Ruby. Why is Ruby in my bag? That is weird. Why do I also have a Blu-ray player for the Ruby Steelbox Edition in my bag?
No,
Are we being advertised at?
Internal dying intensifies.
Is this advertising? Is this man shilling? Has this man been paid to shill in his fanfiction?
So he pulled out a sketch pad and began to sketch on the sketch pad with his pen.
just God. I'm gonna just go eat pizza.
And so he starts, sketching some sort of Warhammer scene, and, the people are fighting, and so it's the good guys versus the bad guys, and the people are dying, and the bad guys are dying, and the good guys are dying, and everyone looks super badass. And it was a really intricate and hyper-detailed pencil sketch, yet at the same time, it was also very basic and easy to do. And blah, 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 blah. He's drawing his miniatures, but it's a giant fucking, What's the word for the thing with the art where it goes really wide? Panorama! It's a giant panorama, but it's actually just in a small sketchbook, but it's actually hyper detailed, but it's actually also just a basic pencil sketch. And then, he's drawing all the Ruby characters after he finished drawing all of his miniatures. And he's like, well, Pyrrha, I suppose I need to finish your picture. Can't have an angel without her face if I'm gonna post this on the Reddit. And all the while, as he chuckled to himself about his inside joke of posting things on the Reddit, he didn't notice the fractured moon hanging above him.
'Cause you just don't notice that. Yeah.
I mean, maybe you don't. Maybe you just don't look up, and maybe you're dumb. So the only thing I have to say so far about this story is that, yes, he did. It looks like he apparently did get it over with. Immediate self-insert into the Rubyverse. The setup as to why so far, the quote setup, air quotes here, the key part, air quotes. The setup as to why he has Warhammer 40k characters showing up in Ruby is obviously going to be tied to the miniatures. This wasn't even like a subtle Chekhov's gun. This wasn't even like the most goddamn subtle Chekhov's gun to exist that I wrote in our Dark Souls story, Max.
Sneaky. This is the opposite of a subtle. This is Chekhov's Earthshaker cannon.
This is Chekhov's Mac cannon.
Chekhov's ICBM.
Mac rounds and atmosphere.
Yeah, you remember that Chekhov's gun, Max?
You mean the accidental one?
Shh. Don't reveal my secrets.
I'm going to reveal your secrets. You're talking about that little bit of humanity, right? That
Yeah.
we had in chapter 1,
That-
and we're just
that-
oh shit. Oh, we might have taken this too far. She could actually die from this. Wait, we have a thing.
Wait, there's that one piece of humanity that she picked up and never fucking used throughout the entire story.
Like it's that exact moment where you're like in a boss fight and you're like, oh god, I didn't save. Oh god, I have a phoenix down.
I have a health potion.
Meanwhile,
We both sat there like, should we rewrite this so that she doesn't get so like beat up?
No.
We talked back and forth about that for a good 15 minutes, and then you're like, wait a second, I have the answer, Max.
Fucking just get straight shit checked right off a platform by a crystal goal.
One day we'll finish your chapter.
I mean, by the way, I would like to point out that's the second time Max has been involved in a story where the main female got grossly traumatized.
Actually, that was the first time.
Yeah, technically speaking.
Yes, but it's the second. I'm sorry, I should have said the second story.
It's the first story.
No matter
Total
how you
count
do
of
this,
2 stories, jackass.
you're the one fucking up the order of the stories, not us.
As you are ever so fond of saying, English is contextual, and I did not mean the literal second story. I meant.
Oh no, English is
grand
contextual. That doesn't mean your context can't be wrong.
The problem here is that the context is actually not by the person speaking, it's by the person listening.
Listen, I'm always right. The end.
Listen here, you little shit.
I think that's page 6 of Sneaky's book. You're learning.
actually, that's page 6 of Humanity in General.
Listen here, you little shit.
But it's actually page 1 of the Can I Speak to the Manager haircut book.
Alright,
Yes, the carrot.
So, actually, do you guys want to read chapter 2 of that, like, next week or something?
I'll be honest, I've seen much worse starts to self-insert multi-crosses.
Because, like, I actually think we should put that on the list for next time, someday down the road. Because I feel like coming back to this would be...
I don't really have a problem with that, because, like, here's the thing.
It wasn't so bad that we wanted to die.
Well, there's just enough that's like, maybe I'll put this on the rotation for when I'm bored at work and I've already caught up on other stuff.
Yeah. Alright, so, to wash down the actually good shit we just consumed, in terms of, amusing shit, not as
I wouldn't
actually
call
quality.
it actually good.
I didn't
I'd
say it
slightly
was
above
actually
average.
quality, I just said it was funny, and we all had a good laugh at it. We didn't laugh with it, we laughed at it. To wash that down, let us, ooh, you know what I'm feeling? You know what I'm feeling?
I feel like I'm gonna get pizza.
I'm feeling this. Nardo Rosario Vampire.
Nose, pick up the slack.
And what? Am I picking
Yeah.
up
You
the
heard
slack?
him.
Silence,
I'm eating
brand.
pizza. Tag, do your job.
You don't pay me enough to do this job.
Yeah,
You don't get paid at
You're
all.
right.
This
You
isn't
don't
a
get paid
job.
at
You
all.
volunteer for this.
This isn't a job, you
This is
volunteer.
Listen, keep this up, and maybe you'll earn 1 cent like Isley.
Well,
Isley
no,
performs a
it's
useful
not
function.
even. And it's not even that. If he doesn't perform it, I don't sign off on the paper saying he earned his volunteer hours.
And
No,
yeah,
that's
a
true.
good point,
That's
yeah.
true.
Oh,
You need those college credits, bitch.
Yeah.
I know you do.
I'm already out of college.
That I'm
But
not
you
gonna
still
lie,
don't have a degree.
I would laugh my ass off. It's like, so I was told to suffer for college credit. Well, why are you here? I was told to suffer.
Just demand a
College
portion
credits.
of... He can demand all the money from my Twitch account that he wants. He's not getting any of it.
I wasn't demanding any to start with.
No, Super Potatoes is saying that you should just demand money from me.
Yeah, no, I'm not demanding money from Sneaky. He has enough problems. As
Pedro says, real question, guys. How the fuck do Rosario Vampire crossovers happen?
Rosario Vampire exists. There's your answer.
Yeah, yeah.
Rosario Vampire exists, unfortunately.
So Rosario Vampire is actually one of those surprisingly easy to cross over with fandoms. And this is because the Rosario Vampire fandom, their base plot is that all the monsters live in like this sort of semi-separate parallel world to the humans, and sometimes some of them live in the human world. And so it's very easy to just be like, oh yeah, it's a Mass Effect crossover. I mean, you would be dumb to do that, but you can do it. It's a Ranma crossover. It's a Harry Potter crossover. Fateverse crossover gets a little bit iffy because monsters are already hiding, and most of them are actually on the reverse side of the world at this point due to the disbelief from humanity. No longer, so the belief from humanity no longer being enough to sustain them in the non-reverse world. Naruto crossovers are actually the real question you should be asking here, because Naruto actually poorly crosses over with a lot of things, unless you are doing endgame Naruto, either involving the Pain fight, the Toby fight, or the Kaguya fight, because it is literally semi-canon, because it is a movie, but it's like a filler movie. Road to Ninja, where Toby accidentally yeets Naruto into a parallel universe, alternative universe.
Oh no, that wasn't accidental. That
the
was...
accidental part is that it didn't kill him.
No, not even that was accidental. That was literally like, I think it was like, oh, I just want to see if this works the way I think it does.
Okay, to be fair, if I was like, do I have the power to just yeet people in the parallel worlds? I would absolutely do it to people, just to see if it works.
Well, here's the thing. It was supposed to be an experiment for Eternal Tsukuyomi, so the fact that it threw him into an actual alternate dimension technically means it failed.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
And yet
tries to create ultimate genjutsu. Accidentally creates space-time portal. That sounds like science in a nutshell, guys.
And yet, for some reason, he doesn't follow up on that, like, maybe this is a better option. I could just find an alternate universe where Rin's alive. Boy, the stupidity of that OVA, the more you think about it, and the absolute lack of creativity on Obito's part.
See, this is why most Dragon Ball movies aren't canon.
People into other... Because, when the movie aired, Sneaky...
Yeah.
There was a two-part... there was a two-episode arc in which the Sakura of that timeline wound up in the normal Shippuden timeline. And it was like, oh my god, my parents are alive, this is great. Why is everyone broken?
Broken as in like OP broken, or broken as in like what the fuck broken?
What the fuck? Like, why is everyone acting like this? Rock Lee isn't a massive pervert. Sasuke is a massive traitor to the village now. What the hell?
Naruto is...
Where is Naruto? Like, because Naruto was also gone for those two episodes, because he had disappeared into the other dimension.
Yeah.
Again, Obito, my dude, you just created like one of the ultimate time-space ninjutsus, and you're not using it to just give yourself a happy life.
But anyway, point being is that Naruto crossovers are actually capable of being done in a non-ridiculous fashion, like Sylvanas just running through the woods and then just suddenly ending up in Fire Country. The problem is with Naruto crossovers is a lot of the crossover potential in terms of ease of access comes at the end of Naruto, and by that point in time, Naruto is I accidentally yeeted the moon levels of strong.
I accidentally yeeted the moon levels strong.
That's canon, by the way.
I know it is, but it's just like, when I think about it, I'm just reminded that Naruto fucking just jumped the shark. So hard.
No, they jumped the shark a couple dozen episodes ago when they fought Hoshigami.
Well, yes. I didn't say it was at the moon eating phase. I was just saying they jumped that fucking shark so hard.
They jumped the shark a number of times. Like, we got the Chunin exams, and we got our first proper, like, Jinchuriki-tailed beast mode. It's like, alright, that was some shark jumping. And then we got the Curse Seal, which was another round of shark jumping with that retrieval arc. And
see, the thing is that shark jumping typically ends up with disappointment afterwards, and these reveals were kind of like, okay, new level of power sort of thing. The real jump the shark moments were like following up the zombie army portion of the Fourth Ninja War with just, hey guys, we're Russia now. Like that was really weird, and then the biggest jump the shark moment was when Obito became the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails, and you're like, oh my god, this is like, whoa, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And then he just pulls out a DNA sword that's so big it physically can't fit into the screen.
That was the moment where you could see Shonen Jump was like, hey Kishimoto, you gotta wrap this up in like 3 months, man. Sorry?
And then they all just grabbed a literal fucking rope, not even like a special chakra rope, just it's a rope, and they played tug of war for their souls with a literal fucking rope.
I was actually kind of disappointed that that was the moment where they're like, all right, wrap this up now. Because we literally went from chapter, like, something 54, cool, all right, we're getting somewhere, chapter something 55. Where did this sword come from? Did I miss a chapter?
Where is this sword coming from? Why are they playing tug of war? What is going on?
And then, like, 3 pages later, it's like, it's a good thing I summoned this sword because I'm gonna need it. It's like, but when did you? Obito. No. And it sucks because like some of the filler that was happening during the Tsukiyomi arc in the anime feels like it was Kishimoto written, because we got backstory in the anime for when Kaguya first showed up on Earth. We actually got to see some development there with our first interaction with humans, being like, wow, these guys don't have chakra. What fucking weirdos.
You guys mean you don't have magical powers?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Anyway, so this fic here. Remember how we talked about all those ways you could do a Naruto crossover? This is none of those.
I kind of repressed them, so. Oh god, this is a challenge fic.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So.
Alright, well.
This is none of those.
I wish they wouldn't call them challenge fics. Like, we have a word for those. They're called writing prompts.
Mm-hmm.
You're not special by calling them this.
So, this story is called Guardians of the Yuki Academy.
Some writing prompts can be good.
I know. I'm more annoyed by the fact that they're not called writing prompts. They're called challenges. It's a weird thing with me.
The summary is as follows. After the battle, during the Chunin invasion arc, Naruto and Gaara consume their Biju and become the Kyuubi and Ichibi. 2 years later, the headmaster of Yoki Academy offers a mission for their assistance. The mission is to protect the students of Yoki Academy. Naruto times Kurumu, Gaara times Mizore.
So that's
No. That's not how you do a crossover with Naruto and Yoki Academy. The problem here is the humans in Naruto are a bit less fucking squishy than Earth humans. The whole point of Yoki Academy was, boy, there sure are a lot of squishy humans. This might be a problem.
Wasn't it also that humans could technically kill the monsters pretty easily?
Yes,
Guns?
because of the sheer numbers of squishy humans, the humans would win.
they outnumber us literally 1,000,000 to 1, and they have amazing weapons that actually are capable of killing us, except for like the highest ranking yokai, which generally tend to be vampires, and even they might have some trouble.
And nuclear bombs.
It's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, sure, Alucard
trying
here.
Can you just like imagine? You're a monster in the Rosario vampire verse. You know,
Yep.
you're a yokai. You're chilling in Japan. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
the stupid humans are warring again. Hey, what's that odd-looking device in the sky? Fucking city gone.
Come to think of it.
Okay,
actually,
guys, you know what?
I don't remember.
Maybe
off
the
top of my head.
humans, maybe they're becoming a problem.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know they make a lot of references to a lot of different yokai stories, and also Castlevania, and a lot of other vampire.
Oh yeah,
stories.
no, they make
Are
a.
the, are the Belmont are the Belmonts around?
The
was
Belmont
there a
whip
Belmont
exists.
Yes, the Belmont whip exists. I don't know if it's known whether or not the Belmont line still exists.
I don't think they ever mention it specifically.
Like, is Julius around after dealing with fucking what's his name?
I don't think so.
Yeah, probably.
I think it really is just the whip, but yeah, that's an interesting thought though. Of like, oh yeah, this big badass vampire lord here, this monster. Yeah, he could survive a nuke. Okay, well, we have cluster bombs of nukes. That could be a problem.
Well, good thing we have more than one. What do you mean you have more than one?
We have Alucard. We have nukes. Just Alucard and fucking humanity, and just sees like fucking streaks in the sky, just fucking eyes like widen as he notices them all. Or well, shrink.
That. Yeah, that was. Didn't they end up literally fighting in like a separate dimension or some shit? When
No,
they got-
they fought in the city. If you're talking about the final chapters, they fought in the fucking city.
Like, I'm having trouble remember. I was. For some reason, I feel like they moved it to a different plane of existence, and I don't know why.
Straight up, humanity knows the yokai are around now because Alucard fucked up. Or rather, Alucard was like, you know what? I kind of don't want my mortal body and my mortal mind together, so I'm just gonna let my monster form rampage for no reason. Because all according to Keikaku.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't according to plan, actually. Losing himself, I'm pretty sure, was not part of the plan. Because how is he supposed to enjoy having erased all of humanity in a week if he's not, all there to appreciate it? What's the point?
Anyway, that's not the point. The point here, but you're dumb.
Is that we're reading this for some reason?
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't been paid to not read it, so it be read. This is the final challenge fic I am taking up upon a challenge I have on my profile. The challenge is as follows. After meeting and battling each other during the invasion, both Naruto and Gaara are 16 as graduating age from academy for the specific purpose of this challenge, because I am a hack and don't want to write actual character development or original content. Naruto and Gaara end up using so much Biju chakra they eat their Bijus and literally become new Kyuubi and Ichibi. As a result of this, they become faunus. However, confusing enough to the two of them, rather than being shunned, their respective villages decide to make use of their powerful assets and actually train them to become more powerful and learn more of their new abilities, rather than trying to kill the demon. 2 years later, at the age of 18, both villages receive a letter from the headmaster of Yoki Academy, Mikugami. He requests the help of both Naruto, Uzumaki, and Gaara. Agreeing to the mission, Gaara travels to Konoha, where he travels with the two that wait at the gates of Konoha for a bus to show up and take them to their destinations. Once the bus appears before them to take them away to the academy, they soon realize the odds of receiving backup, should it be needed, are slim to none due to the fact they have just traversed dimensions, leaving their home behind. Okay, so at least he did cover that part where they aren't taking place inside the Naruto-verse. However, I do have to say, one small interesting tidbit of disagreement here. The idea that the one-tailed beast and the nine-tailed beast working together needs backup.
What?
Oh, that's like fucking, I don't know, it's like Doom Marine and Master Chief team up to fight, Christ, let's see what we got here, running through a list of shit, to fight the Tau, and it's like, oh, but they won't be able to call for backup. It's like, I don't think they fucking need it. I think they're good. They're probably gonna be just fine. Anyway, I need to get the It's your cousin Roman.
Cousin, let's go bowling.
Nico, it's your cousin Roman. Let's go bowling. You, as the challenge taker/author, can write out the meeting and the month of interactions and so on as you'd like. However, after a month, Sukune's jealousy and anger starts to get the better of him, as he thinks Naruto is trying to take Mocha from him. Sukune? Jealous?
Wait, is that actually part of the... Why? No. What?
Sukune, they attempted to be friends with Sukune, but Sukune must be suspicious of them and hate them both, for no given reason. Finally, when Sukune sees Mocha giggling at a joke Naruto makes, Sukune decides enough is enough and decides to try and kill them. As a result of this, He removes his ghoul Rosario and tries to attack Naruto in full ghoul form.
Okay, hold the fuck up.
At first, Naruto tries to calm him down, and then Gaara restrains him. And then they both realize Sukune is already gone and has been consumed by the ghoul. So, they sadly yeet Sukune right in front of Mocha.
I see no problems with this.
You know, usually challenge fics are like, Naruto must
Absolute
be
shit.
16.
That's what
Gaara
challenge
must be 16. You know, must not be betrayed by village. Stuff like that. That's what challenge fics are. They're basically like bullet point writing prompts. This is not a challenge fic. This is you basically writing out the entire plot of the entire story, and it's being like, yo, people who are better than me at writing, write this. Which I still maintain that I really want to see someone go full throttle. Now that it has been canonically established that Ruby's semblance is not speed, somebody needs to take up my challenge and write the story in which all of Ruby's rose petals do not reconglomerate into a ruby due to something occurring, like, fucking Yang punches it or some shit, and every single rose petal turns into a fucking miniature-sized ruby.
I was gonna
That's
say,
Sticky Ruby should be doing next new level.
I was gonna say, I would say just like someone hits it with like some ice dust or something, they all hit the ground, and when they shatter, they all become an individual unconscious ruby.
Well, I want them to be smaller because it's supposed to be like Ruby turns into petals and separates herself.
That's what I'm
and,
saying.
Yeah.
Like, she's in petal form, somebody freezes all the petals, they all hit the ground, and they all shatter into tiny bits. Which each becomes a ruby.
Wait, so, guys, speaking of tiny bits, do you think it's inappropriate to play You Got a Friend in Me at Pyrrha's funeral?
Yes.
Yes.
You should be playing it at Ozpin's funeral.
well, no, because remember Pyrrha turns to dust and Ruby and John inhaled that dust?
Yeah, but it makes more sense for Ozpin, who could literally be at that funeral.
I think
General
no, I think he
Ironwood,
lives in-
we have a request of you. What? Can you take this Pyrrha dust and turn it into a robot?
You know what? I have a better idea. Here's a new challenge fic for you. Ozpin ends up in Ironwood's head.
Oswood?
Yes.
Well, oh boy, that. Well, James, I'm sorry to say, you're gonna be the next Ozpin. What?
James,
No!
I have something to tell you. I'm inside you now, James. Oh god, it's just like Tier 1 all over again.
It's just like I thought we agreed to never speak what happened in Vacuo.
What happens in Vacuo stays in the medical ward.
Anyway, so they kill Sukune. From this point on, you as the author can now make your own story, even though I've basically written the entire thing for you. However, you must also mandatory make it the girls who love Sukune realize they didn't actually love Sukune.
So this is just a hate fic on Sukune, basically.
Hey, now that he's dead, I hate his guts.
Also, Naruto did nothing wrong, and now they can join his harem.
Yep, this is a hate fic.
There is
What was your first clue?
there is almost
fucking
no way for us to take the cast of characters and be like, we get that you killed him for this reason, and we're okay with that. Like, at best, you might get the whole like, we understand he went crazy, but you didn't try hard enough. That might be the best I could give you for these girls' personalities.
Yeah. You should have tried harder to restrain his murderous rage.
Or, I don't know, stuck the Rosario back on him.
You could have done literally anything, but instead you stabbed him.
Violently,
Average
several times while screaming, "This is what I think of you dating other girls." It's very strange, I'll be honest.
Average D&D player. We could have saved him, but we felt like stabbing was the more expedient route.
Is that where you get the quote of "I saved him"? No, you didn't. I did. I saved him from life.
Yes, that's the well-known asshole necromancer.
I am the death cleric. Don't worry,
We
guys.
found a cleric! We're saved! Well, yes, but actually, no.
Is Death Cleric a thing?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Death clerics are great, by the way.
Death clerics are hilarious.
Oh boy.
They are some of the most fun you can have in a D&D game, because their entire tagline is, "Get back up, I'm not done with you yet."
Oh, speaking of D&D games, with the Artificer becoming canon now instead of just a optional prototyping add-on, do you guys want me to send both of you my concept for Tracer equipment?
Tracer equipment?
Yeah,
Sorry, you what?
like Tracer from Overwatch.
Yeah, I mean, go nuts. Let me know when
I
I can
mean-
actually play the fucking
No,
game.
I like back when the Artificer was first introduced, I just straight up wrote out what it would be required to get the Tracer guns.
Quite a bit
I
of
mean,
bullshit, if I'm remembering.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
currently
it's
building
more or
it.
less like what D&D stuff can you do to build the Tracer guns using the
Right.
Artificer, and it's effectively just clockwork guns that shoot magic missile.
Because that needed to exist.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Of course it did. Just like rifles that need to shoot firebolt.
So I have a rifle. Uh-huh. What's it do? It shoots firebolts.
Yeah. I'm sorry, who's talking shit about the Sunspot pistol?
Not me, although I do actually prefer the Ace of Spades. Look, if I have to use a hand cannon, I want to use the Ace of Spades. Partially because I'm a hunter.
Yep, hold
Honestly,
on.
I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed that the Ace of Spades didn't have like a, if you're a hunter, get 200% damage, because fuck everybody else.
I'm kind of annoyed our DM said no gunpowder.
Why can't you have gunpowder?
In his setting, gunpowder is basically like a non-entity.
What setting is this?
Boo.
Normal D&D. It's
Damn.
quite common to not allow guns.
Ah, yes, here we go.
That's why Pathfinder has an entire setting.
Well, no, I
For
know, but
space.
gunpowder itself exists in the Forgotten Realm.
This isn't Forgotten Realms, this is 5e.
I thought 5e was in the Forgotten Realms.
Well, even if it does, even if it does,
Forgotten Realms is a campaign variant.
Yeah.
There's also Eberron, and like 3 others.
Oh, Ravenica now.
Oh, Ravenica, yeah.
This is getting too complicated.
Yes.
It's really not. It's just these different worlds are places where you can set your campaign if you don't want to do a bunch of background world building. That's it.
Anyway, yeah, so there's the, I sent it to you guys and pinged you. Anyway, so, I hope you guys all had fun with what little stories we covered and with the stories that I have shared with you on this night. I believe it is time for us to go. So, we'll see you next Tuesday and Fridays.
Hey,
7
that's
p.m.
a slur,
to 9
Sneaky.
p.m. Yes, it is slurring.
I
Ciao.
love that. I forget what
It
book
always-
it was.
There's always more, and it always gets worse.